and welcome to episode 23 of the Two Steps Forward Sneaker Podcast.
The Jordan episode. Yeah. Today we're going to talk about nothing but Jordan. Right. The Last Dance. We're going to talk about Jordan shoes. Word. We're going to talk about like everything Jordan.
Everything Jordan from start to finish.
Nah, I wish Yaky would kick me out.
No. Let's start with The Last Dance though. So like I haven't actually watched the documentary yet. But I have seen a lot of the conversation that's happening on social media about different like decades players and different things like that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it, given that you've actually like seen it and have watched? Because like it's still ongoing, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's still episode 5 and 6 in that, I believe. So there's still like at least 3 weeks to go.
Okay. I
love it, man. I love it, but it's also like there's really nothing new there, really.
Yeah.
Granted, because like the thing is like, I thought the documentary was gonna be only about just that last season, right? And they kind of go back and forth, like because they do have that footage from the last season, but then they go back and they talk about the first season, like they talk about the whole Jordan's whole history,
their whole,
like Jordan, Rodman, like everybody, you know.
Yeah.
They even went into Phil a little bit. But like, I'm enjoying it. Like as a Jordan fan, as a Bulls fan, like not a Bulls fan, but a Bulls fan back then. Like I remember that last year.
Yeah,
I was like 8 years old at that time. Like I remember those. So for me, like as that fan, I'm loving it, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like there's not much I'm learning that is like new to me, and I do see that it's new to other people.
Yeah.
I'm also realizing that I'm old because there'll be things that I've like known forever, and people will be like, I'll see people tweet, and they'll be like, "Oh, this happened," and I'm like, "Yo, like, I mean, again, I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper or nothing like that, but like I saw a tweet, somebody was like, "Oh, Phil Jackson used Zen Buddhism with the team," and I was like,
"That's like one of the things that he was known for."
Have you like it's one thing to be like a casual fan, but if you call yourself a basketball fan, have you never heard somebody call Phil Jackson is Zen Master?
Yeah,
like,
Zen Master is literally his nickname.
You know, they just made that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but again, like, so it's for me, like, so far, like, there's nothing that I'm like learning, but it's still great. Like, sports documentaries for me are always great, especially if it's like something that I'm invested into. And like as a Jordan sneaker lover, I love seeing the sneakers in the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like seeing like there was a bit where Jordan was just in the locker room, and I think they had the not the playoff 13s. I think it was the He Got Games, and they were just like chilling in the locker room. I'm like, man, like it's something so minor, and nobody is. There's no emphasis put on it, but somebody like us would see that. It's like, yo, look at this. Like that's cool. Like I love seeing like the games when he was wearing certain shoes.
Yeah.
And like I love seeing like these shoes in action. Like granted, they don't build them to be played in games anymore because they just don't do that. But like it's great to see it like that in those games, you know. So I'm enjoying it, man. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Did it? Because like I know you're saying that it didn't teach you anything new, at least as of yet.
Right.
Did it change your perspective on any of the players that were on his team or people he played against?
Nah, well, see, a lot of people were talking about because I think one of the last episodes was the Rodman episode, and a lot of people were like, oh, wow, like Rodman's introverted, and like that would have been you, but like I learned there was a Rodman documentary that came out recently on ESPN, 30 for 30, and I had watched that.
Yeah.
And for me, like that, like made me like
that like opened your eyes about like what his life was like.
Exactly, because it was like he wasn't as crazy as he was portrayed. Because I remember being young at that time. Like I remember
everyone thought Rodman was just like some crazy
person.
Yeah.
Like I remember when he kicked that cameraman on the court, and like I remember that shit. You know what I mean? But like you look at it now, like. And even I remember, have you ever seen the 30 for 30, the Bad Boys, the Detroit Pistons?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you should like a lot of that because they focus on a lot of the Detroit Piston era when Jordan was trying to beat him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of that stuff I had already learned from that documentary. You know what I mean? So again, like I'm happy that people are learning stuff, but like for me, I'm not saying I know everything, but there's a lot of that stuff that I already like kind of learned. Of course, like a lot of this was before my time, but as a basketball fan, I feel like it's my duty to like try to have learned this stuff. You know what I mean? So
I feel you. That's props to you for paying like respect to the game and everything by going back and knowing your information.
You have to. For me, I say you have to. Everybody might disagree, but it's like for me, like if I'm gonna rock some Jordans, I feel like I should know what he was about. You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna rock like some skate shoes from some skater, I feel like I should know who that skater was, or so. I feel like I gotta have something, you know. Like I'm not saying be like a professional at it, have a PhD in this person, but like have some knowledge about this person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, have to be able, or at least be able to like respect like who the person was and understand, so that like you like know the story behind the stuff.
Exactly,
for sure.
I feel like there's been a lot lately with like. I kind of hate how people are making this like they're like, oh, LeBron, Jordan, and like I mean, I used to be a LeBron hater, like straight up, you know, but I got over it. Like for me, it's like whatever, you know what I mean? Like to say that LeBron is not the best player of this era is ignorant. Exactly,
yeah,
like
he's like ludicrous.
He's the best of this era. Like I fully believe that. But like. I don't think he was better than Jordan, but we don't need, that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, I know you think, but it's like, for me, it's like, we can watch this documentary without it we can watch this documentary without it becoming a debate about, you know what I mean? And like,
because like the thing was like you're never gonna be able to even compare them like actually, especially because like they're playing in different leagues, right? Different times,
different leagues, different times.
Because like if the 3-point shot, for example, was as powerful as it is now, with like teams changing the way they play for it, like. Some of these teams might have been completely different when they played in this era.
I agree. I saw this tweet. This guy was like, if you put LeBron on the Utah Jazz team in '98, they beat Jordan in 4. And I'm like, okay, that's a fucking stupid thing to say. Like, yeah, dog, LeBron James, Carmelo, like and John Stockton, like, you know what I mean?
World class players.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, with 2 other All Stars, of course. Like, because like for me, like, and people just come up with these like dumbass, like, to me, it's stupid because like you can say the same argument and be like, well, if you put Durant on the Bulls team, then you know they beat the Jazz in 3. You know, and it's like
Carmelo is literally like a Hall of Fame, like one of the top power forwards in NBA history.
Bro, like no, like it's a stupid thing to say, you know, like because if you take Carmelo out and it was Stockton, right? If you take them out and put LeBron, the answer is no, you know. But again, like that's still a stupid thing. To, like I don't know why we just can't.
That's that Skip Bayless culture right there.
Straight up, and it's that ESPN culture, and it's like I feel like ESPN like they're so weak the past few weeks. Like there's all this debate about who's better, who's this, who's that, and it's like for me, like I feel like there's because like if you talk to an older head from like the I don't know, man, from like the 80s, they're going to tell you that Magic is the best or Kareem or Dr. J or something like that. And like, I respect Kareem, I respect Magic, but I have no knowledge of it. Like, all I know is highlights.
I've never seen them actually play a game.
Exactly. Like, all I know is highlights. I've never seen a whole season from them dudes. You know what I mean? So it's like, and like me, like, granted, like, I saw Jordan like towards the end, but like, Jordan was still big enough back then to where it's like, it's just stuck with me. And it's like, for me, like, I'm never going to put like, if you ask me who I like better, Kobe or LeBron, I like Kobe better than LeBron. But like looking at it like from the outside, I think LeBron's better than Kobe.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
It's not even a question.
Yeah, but I still love Kobe way better than I love LeBron. Fair. You know what I mean? And but I think my whole thing is I just don't know why we need to have these debates. You know what I mean? Like the debates are fun. Don't get me wrong, but like at the same time, like. It's just like, can we just like enjoy this documentary without like, you know, like
without making it a competition.
You got Isaiah Thomas from the Pistons who's like talking crap again, and it's like, bro, like I know y'all hate Jordan, man, but like just let it go, dog. Like, you know. So
Isaiah Thomas already burned so many bridges. I'm surprised he's back talking trash.
That's the thing, man. It's like, and you know, people talk about. I don't have any ill will or anything towards that guy because again, I wasn't watching him play. All I know is documentaries, but but I know a lot of players don't like him. You know, like even like the Dream Team, people try to make it like it was just Jordan who didn't want him to be on that team. It wasn't just Jordan that didn't want him on that team. It was a lot of them. You know, like Magic didn't want him on that team. Like a lot of those dudes. You know, but. Yeah. It's fun, man. I miss sports, dog. Like, cause like I'm watching this show. I'm like, man, like we should be watching. It should be the NBA playoffs.
Yeah,
should be
NBA
on
playoffs
right
would
now.
really be like heating up, like big time. So one thing to add as well, like Nice Kicks did a little like article, where they show like every single shoe that Jordan is wearing and shoes that appear in the documentary. So definitely check that out.
That's dope.
If you're interested, because like at least so far, I'm assuming that they're updating it weekly. Yeah, as each episode airs, or maybe they just have pre-roll footage and they're doing it based off of that.
But I hate that he took that last shot in those 14s, man.
Really? Why?
Because those 14s are ugly as shit.
Yeah, they are bad. But
like they're ugly as shit, man. Like I just don't like those 14s. They were supposed to be built like his Ferrari or whatever. And I definitely see it on that concept. Yeah, whatever. But like those shoes are not dope to me, man, at all. But
You think it still would have gone in if he was wearing something different?
Oh yeah, Jordan would have been wearing flip flops, dog. Like them jokes would have went in, dog.
Was that a push off on Russell?
Huh?
Was that a push off Jordan against what was the guy's name? Byron Russell?
I'm not sure. Is that what people are saying?
Nah, it's definitely a push off.
True.
Yeah, no, you push him off.
I gotta see it.
Against the Jazz, right? So you're talking about the last shot.
Yeah.
He pushed him off.
True. Would have went in anyways. Look, here's the thing with that. Refs miss calls all the time.
Yeah. I mean, LeBron travels like every single play.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. And it's like, you have like, that's the thing with sports, like all these hypotheticals. You have the Warriors, like I speak more recently with the Warriors and the against the Cavs, and people say that if Kyrie didn't go down, Warriors would have lost that first one.
If Draymond didn't kick someone in the nuts.
Yeah, if Draymond didn't kick, like if Draymond didn't get suspended, the Warriors beat them in 5. You know, and it's like, well, my thing is like we gotta be consistent. So it's like if a LeBron fan can be like, oh yeah, the Cavs would have won that first year, you gotta also agree that the Warriors would have won that second year if not for that whole suspension. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but again, the end result is all that matters. And the Warriors won that first time. The Cavs won that second time. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't just pick and, you know what I mean? Because again, like refs are human. They just miss shit all the time. You know what I mean? And it's not like the Bulls were down and then they came up because of that push. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no, you're definitely right.
Yeah,
it just sucks that like a team like the Jazz, like so many great players, like they just don't have any titles just because of Jordan. You know,
pretty
Jordan
much.
And
I mean, and a lot of players today won't get titles because of LeBron. You know, there's a lot of players in the East that LeBron had like. If anything, the Raptors should be happy LeBron went out west. You know, because it's like they would have never went to the finals. I mean, granted with Kawhi, that would have been a different story because I had Kawhi last year. But like, you know, before that, I mean, the Raptors were always there, and LeBron was just always there to be like, nah,
fam, y'all ain't getting no wins.
Yeah, you're not coming there.
You
know what I mean? And it's like, so, but that's just part of the game. But it's also like, I don't know when it happened, but like in our generation probably, but like there's just so much stock on like, you got to have rings to be considered like a great. And it's like, no, you can still be a great without rings. Like the rings solidify you in a sense, but like, it's all good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Patrick Ewing is a legend.
Yeah, he's a beast. Barkley.
You know, Marlon, Barkley.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
John Stockton's like one of the best point guards.
Best point guard,
the best point guard in NBA history.
I think he has the most assists, right?
Yeah. He's got all kinds of records.
Yeah, get out of here, yo. So, but that's the thing, man. But I just think it's we like focus on like the, not accolades, but like the, I mean, it's okay to talk about the championships, but it's not, but not having a championship doesn't mean the player is not great. You know what I mean? So
definitely.
Yeah, I could talk basketball all day, man.
Yeah, seriously. So there were some releases that happened over the weekend. Just a few again. Still, like it's like stuff's not really like ton like packed full. So I actually kind of like it. It's like you don't have to like.
It's not overwhelming.
It's not overwhelming like it was earlier in the year. We're just like stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
So we had the Fire Red 5s.
Yeah, man.
It dropped just classic Jordan colorway, Nike Air.
Yeah.
So
I love it. I wouldn't say they're like out of the Nike Air Jordans that I love. When I say Nike Air Jordans, like some of them with the Nike Air logo on the back. Like some of them were like without the Jumpman. Mm-hmm. The 5, like for me, I like the 4s are my Black Cement 4s are my favorite. Black Cement 3s are my favorite. Okay. Black Cement 4s are second. And Infrared 6s are like the 4th ones for me, but like, or the 3rd one. But the Fire Red 5s or the 5s in general are over there. So I wasn't like, for me, like this was like a game time decision kind of pickup. Like once I saw the sock drop, I was like, yeah, you know what? Like I want these, you know what I mean? And it's like.
So it worked.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the 5s are like, they're not my favorite silhouette of Jordans, but like they're definitely like, up there though for me. You know what I mean? Like it's not like they're not like the gotta have it for me, but they're still like dope. You know what I mean? Like for me, it's like the 1, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7.
Nah, I'm good with the 7s.
I was just continuing the number.
I was gonna say like 7. I respect the 7s, but I'm good on them. I respect the 8s too. I think that's it. Like as far as
the
like
8s are the ones that like wrap around, like
but some of those like the Aquas are cool, you know, like but they're just kind of bulky. I don't think I would have them.
Yeah,
10s are cool, but I think and 11s. But if the only Jordans I think I need, like it's like what did I want is 1, 3, 4, 5, and the 11s. and 6 and 11.
Okay.
Yeah, and but yeah, no. So I'm kind of I'm happy they dropped this one with the Nike Air, of course.
Yeah.
I hope they keep that trend going. And the thing I love was that they were so available. You know?
They were really available. Like to the point that they were. I think even like yesterday in the evening.
I think today on Foot Locker, people were still getting them.
That's
yeah,
dope.
dude.
That's good.
And it's like, and for me, like, because there were people. I was on Nike Talk on the thread like kind of all day, and people were like, yeah, like it's kind of great that I could like just go in and like at 3 p.m. and still be able to get a pair. And I'm like, yeah, like, yeah, exactly. Like to me, like that's how it should be. Like I know me and you have different opinions about that, but like I think most shoes should just be like this. Like I understand the limited concept of certain things, but I don't think everything needs to be limited. You know what I mean? Like I feel like nowadays they're making everything limited. You know, like I can understand like a Travis Scott shoe, like, a specific like brand shoe, like a Supreme shoe, like being limited. But like if it's just like a Jordan dog, just let everybody have it, man. That's just my opinion, man.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree. I think part of building that, like the brand and building the hype and getting people to want it is part of it is the shoe looking good, obviously. Yeah. But part of it also is like it not being available to everybody, because as soon as it is when people.
But I'm saying like if it's like a classic colorway, like there's like a retro. Yeah. Like I don't see what like people are gonna like the retro already has its mark. Like you can already like you know what I mean. Like
I'll agree with that. Yeah. Like on something like a retro, like a Fire Red 5, something that's already come out. Right. And like people know the shoe, it's established and stuff. Like that makes sense.
That's what I'm saying. Like even like an Air Max 1 or something. Like if they come out with an Air Max 1, like. Just make it available for everybody to have. You know what I mean? Like again, like I told you, like I understand if it's like a, like a Travis Scott or like a new color, like the core purples that are on the table right now, like new colorway. So it's like those aren't super limited, but they're more limited than the Fire Red 5s. So like that I get. You know what I mean? Yeah. But for me, it's like you're still gonna sell out. They sold out. I couldn't even get them on sneakers. That's the thing. I think I'm banned on sneakers, dog. Like honestly, but that's a whole different conversation.
When was the last time you hit on sneakers?
When I bought those Air Force Ones that everybody can get.
Not me. Oh my god!
Nah, honestly, when those Royal Toes came out,
you bought some all white.
It's like, oh, they still let me buy shoes. Nah, I went for the Royal Toes, like a size 16 that was available, and they let me buy, and I was like, nah, I'm canceling this shit, dog. But only reason why I tried is because I kept trying to go for my size. It was sure that it's available, and it'd be like, nah, and then I would exit the app completely, go back, and it'd be like size 10, and I go on size 10, and it was like, nah, not available. So like I felt like they were doing restocks, but they just weren't letting me have them. So that's why I was like, man, fuck, I'm just going for the size 16. Yeah. And then they went through, and I was like, oh, of course. Yeah. But I
actually like these 5s too, man. Like I'm not a Jordan guy, like I've talked about before, but the shoe looks clean. Like it looks pretty good.
It's pretty on time. I watched a review some dude did with like he compared them to like the 2000 retro. Okay. And they're pretty close. Like the main difference was the tongue, the silver tongue. The one that just came out is a little bit like more flashier. The 3M looks the same, but like it's a little bit clearer. But the other one had like more of like a matte gray on it, which is like a little bit cooler. But like they look pretty on point compared to the. I don't know how they look compared to the original.
Yeah, true.
But like the 2000 retro, which is crazy. That's the first time they retro them with the Nike Air since 2000, which is nuts.
What was the other retro? It just had Jumpman on the back.
Yeah, because I think they had a countdown pack pair, and I think there might have been another retro in between there too.
Countdown pack. Wow.
Yeah, when I crushed myself at the mall running for those shoes. But yeah, yeah. Well, you say you like them?
Yeah, I like them. I mean, I still wouldn't probably like add them to a collection or anything. Right, yeah. But like I do have a size 12 coming from Nike. I actually hit on the shock drop. Like we've talked about this. Yeah. Like, the fact that like I do not have my pair in hand, and like people are literally gonna have their pair probably
at the
today,
same time.
Or not today. It's Sunday, but like Tuesday, Wednesday, people are gonna have their pair shipping in, and I hit. 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, no, that's great. That. What's the point of the sock drop?
Yeah, what's the point, man? I don't even get it. But like, apparently, a lot of people that did 2-day ship like got their stuff immediately.
Okay, they did. Okay.
There's even a dude on Instagram that I was talking to, just like on the show account. Yeah. And we talked back and forth about sneakers and stuff, and he hit the shock drop not the shock drop, the early access for the Royal Toes, like the Gym Royal or whatever, or Game Royal ones. and he did 2-day ship and got his pair like immediately.
Wait, Game Boy ones, those are the roll toes?
Yeah, the roll toes. Yeah, so he hit that exclusive access, did 2-day ship and got them, and I ordered like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
didn't do 2-day ship and nothing.
Some people were saying on Nike Talk, if because of that late shipping, even though they sent the email to like warn you, you should try to get like a 20% off coupon out of that.
Okay.
Just email them, be like, hey, look, you know what I mean?
Hey, y'all took too fucking long. Give me some money back. Not for real, because then I'll use it on my next Nike purchase.
Yeah, try it out.
Okay. I'm not usually one to complain to customer service, so
yeah,
I got to be that person sometimes.
Sometimes you gotta be a Karen dog.
Yeah.
So it's like. But yeah, no, I'm happy with these. I hope Nike keeps coming out with the Nike Air pair. I think they're doing the Fire Red 4s.
Word.
I don't like those as much.
Oh, that's like a lot of white, right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Just like a tiny little bit of red.
Which is funny because I don't know why, like for me, like some white shoes I'm cool with and some other ones I'm just like, I don't like them. And I don't know like if it's just because I remember seeing Fire Red 5s on people's shoes when I was like in high school and like liking them. So I don't know if that like, it's like not instilled in me, but like they kind of was like, there's that familiarity, like, oh, I like this. And then there's these other pairs where I'm like, oh, this is not what I'm really into. And it was kind of like, because it's the same amount of white in both of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Is it just that you don't like that silhouette as much, maybe?
I don't know, because I love those black cement 4s. Those are like one of my favorite shoes, but maybe the black somehow...
Just the way the colors hit on the shoe.
Probably.
True.
Yeah, because I like the 4s. Like, I like the Oreo 4s. I like the white cement 4s. Like, I like the 4. I don't know. Maybe it's the... I don't know. Yeah. But should be interesting. But yeah, just keep coming out with them Nike Airs, you know? And I'll keep buying. Make 1 million pairs too, you know?
Yeah. And like those are gonna eventually sell out, you know, even though they're available, but they just made so many. But the demand's definitely there.
For sure.
So another thing that happened over the weekend, or even though it's the weekend right now, but Adidas restocked a ton of 350s. Like a ton. Like it looks like they almost like passed the stock, because like what Adidas has been doing the exclusive access where like they grant you access and you can purchase the shoes. They did that with Zebras and Wave Runners not too long ago, but with like the Ye Shields, I don't know if it was like the Sage Green, the Yeez Reels, like a bunch of different shoes and some 700s too. They just like, when I say every sneaker boutique was dropping shoes, Yeezys.
So like, it wasn't even like one Adidas.
No, it wasn't on Adidas.
Oh, wow.
StockX was essentially saying that Adidas was passing stock to the retailers.
Wow.
In order to help them with their sales. You know what I mean?
Sense, yeah.
To like let them get some money back from it. And like every store, like Exhibition, Concepts, like just like all these different stores were just like dropping like full size runs of Ye Shields, full size runs of Yeez Reels, full size run of Teal Blue 700, just like full size.
More than one store was dropping the same shoe?
Yeah, all at the same time. Yeah. Like I was like, what is happening, man? Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and like no notifications.
Right.
Like no sort
of. You just have to be on a website.
No advertisement. You like, it was pretty much for the people that are in the cook groups.
Yeah.
That are monitoring shoes and stuff like those are only people that copped any of those shoes.
True.
No regular person, unless I guess if you were following like Soul Links or Sneaker Twitter, you could have gotten pairs as well, because they would have notified people. But it was always just a drop. There was no announcement. There wasn't a post to Twitter or Instagram saying we're going to drop these. It just a drop. So a lot of restocks of those. So if you were looking for some Yeezys, hopefully you got your hands on them.
Yeah,
so.
Not me.
Yeah.
Make that nigga a two-time billionaire.
Yeah. Speaking of Yeezy, so there was a report that he is now a billionaire.
Yeah,
and it's crazy. Well, it's not crazy. It's expected, right? But because he was a millionaire before the shoe thing really started kicking off.
Yeah,
and so it's like I think he's like worth like 1.3. I think I saw $1 billion, and of that 1.3. Like
most of it is probably from Yeezy,
most of it
right?
is sneakers. I think it's like besides like 11%.
Yeah,
it's from sneakers, which is crazy. But like it's expected at the same time. Yeah. So 1.26 billion of his 1.3 estimated billion net worth is from sneakers.
Yeah, I think it's cool and all. I was talking to some friends about this, Green and Red from the band Where I Go Green, and we were just kind of like, well, Green kind of just posed a question where it's like, why do we care? But it's like you have people like. It's like we live in a society. We live in a world where it's like people are like I think it's cool to like be happy for like an artist you love to see them succeed. But it's like, the whole like I guess in a sense, it's like the time. The way I interpreted, like what Green was saying, it's like in the time that we are right now, and coronavirus and stuff like that. Like, can a report like this like wait a little bit? You know what I mean? Where it's like you have people like unemployment is rampant. Like it's nothing against Kanye. It's nothing about his making money.
Yeah,
it's just
he didn't put the report out.
Right, exactly. You know, it's just the fact of like, and I think there was another thing with, I think it's Forbes that put it out, right? And there was another thing with Forbes where like they had a thing about Kylie Jenner like being like a billionaire too, or whatever she is. Like a week or maybe a couple weeks ago, and people were like, there was a tweet on Twitter like, yo, Forbes like read the room, and it's like, yeah, like I feel y'all, like why are we talking about this like right now? And in a sense, and it's like you have other people that are like, oh yeah, Kanye's a billionaire, blah blah blah, and it's like
interesting.
I can't tell people how to feel, but for me, it's just kind of like I'm not mad that he's a billionaire, but I'm also not like yay, and here I am like, you know, like. I don't have a job right now. I don't have this. I don't have that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like in the time that we are, it's just a little funny to be like celebrating such a thing. You know what I mean?
I feel you. I guess what I would ask. So, and I'm not trying to stand for Kanye here,
right?
But what I would ask, like, even with the Kylie thing, is like, is it as much as it's like they're not necessarily trying to like rub it in your face as much as it's like that's what they do. Like this is their business.
And I get that. And then one thing I told to Green, I was like, I think Forbes needs to shut the fuck up for like a little bit. You know, I think they need to like.
But if they do that, they don't make any money.
I get that. But it's like, guess what, dog? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, join us who don't have jobs over here. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I feel like you can report on. I don't know. I mean, it is. You are right that is what they do.
Yeah, like
Forbes does.
This is their.
But my whole thing is like I think Forbes just needs to shut the fuck up for now. You know. But again, like it's we live in a capitalistic country, and it's like things like this are celebrated. So I can't be it's no different than what would happen coronavirus or not. But it's just like. My whole thing is the timing of this report, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, but, I mean, good for you, like I'm all happy for, black billionaires, Can't be mad at that at all.
Yeah, that's pretty cool for real. Like, just especially to think from
what we knew Kanye,
no one would have thought that Kanye would be some freaking shoe mogul, fashion and clothing mogul, like.
Yeah,
all this type of shit like that.
You remember when he was trying to make Pastel? That shit never came out.
Make what?
Like that was like his clothing company that was supposed to come out. It's called Pastel, and like to this day, like it just never happened. But like now, it's like, I mean, I guess he didn't need it, obviously,
Yeah.
But it's kind of nuts to see like the growth of where Kanye came from, because we remember from like College Dropout, you know what I mean? And just the thing again, like I'm not a fan of Yeezy, but like he did his thing. He was smart with it, with how he did with Yeezy, because like, did we talk about this last week or 2 weeks ago where we said like, with Yeezy before, it was like Nike just kind of had him as some like before, like he was with Nike, kind of what Travis Scott is right now with Nike,
Yeah, that's a real good example. Right
and he was like, nah, I want like my own shit, And then now he went with Adidas. Adidas let him have his own shit, and the thing, he went to Adidas at the right time, because like. I don't have anything to back this up, but I feel like when he went to Adidas, they were looking for like something new. They were like, I don't want to say drowning, but they needed something to keep to get them above, and that's what happened.
Yeah, that was also when they started with like the Pharrell stuff,
right?
Too. They started bringing that up
through Jeremy Scott, all that stuff, right?
Yep.
So man, it's crazy.
Yeah, man.
But it's just crazy. Just at our age, we're getting old, and we've seen the growth of all these like artists, and like even Jay-Z, like I don't know when you first got into Jay, but like I remember Jay-Z like in '98 is when I first got into Jay-Z, and Jay-Z's like the biggest like dude in music right now, like the rich,
like no lie, like even just like speaking of like him musically, like the way he rapped and stuff, like I was watching Hip Hop Evolution, because like I'm not like I like hip hop music, but like I'm not like I'm not a historian. I don't really know my history like that when it comes to it, so. I was like going back and like seeing like the fast raps he was doing and stuff like back in the day. Like I wish he would put some of that on the track now. Like that would be fucking dope. You know what I mean?
He probably can't even rap like that anymore, because he like he like tuned that out of his brain. But like he used to rap like he used to rap like Jazzo. That's what he used to like, the dude that like brought him up, and then
shit was dope. I was like, damn, okay, shit.
And now he's like a billionaire too. Like he became a billionaire before Kanye, and but Word.
All right, so let's talk about some stuff for this week that's coming up.
Yeah.
It's a couple of shoes. We got the Game Royal Ones or Roll Toes, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, had the shock drop already for those.
Shock drop already. I didn't hit any pairs. Actually, I shouldn't even get exclusive access.
I tried to get them for you.
Yeah, you tried to get that
I should have hit you with a size 16.
Like, yo, I got cop for you, man. I got you. I'm like, nah, that's some shit's
but yeah, like I think those are ugly as shit. Yeah. What are the prices now? Are they doing anything?
I haven't even really been looking at them. I think I'm only gonna be trying to cop like the kid sizes.
Yeah.
But let me see, cause like I was telling you this, but like I don't know what it is about the black leather that's on them. It's off putting.
Yeah.
It's off putting.
But yeah, no, I think those are ugly. But I think I might try to hit and have them as a beater. But even as beaters, I think they're fucking ugly, man. Like, they're not that ugly. I'm looking at it, and it's like, I think I don't like the white Wings logo, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And, like...
Yeah, blue there would be nice.
Like, you know when I've talked to you about, like, how I hate mids and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. They remind me of a colorway that should be on a mid. And then they put it on a high, and I'm like, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel you.
But,
it's just like there's not enough blue.
Yeah,
I think that might be like looking and seeing like the bread toe.
Yeah,
Jordan 1 here in comparison is just like not enough blue.
Yeah, like this. But if they put more blue, it should be like they should have done like a royal, like the royal shoe. It should have been like the bread toe, just blue. You know, they put the blue right here. Like,
it's just like
that's exactly what they should have done.
That's what's throwing me off now. Now that I'm seeing the comparison between the two, it's just not enough.
And my question to Jordan Brand is like, why don't you do that?
Because in 3 years they're gonna release a version. There'll be a one that has it flipped.
Straight up. That's exactly it, man. Because for me, it's like, why not just do that, yo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you're gonna be trying to get those?
I think I'm gonna try, but like knowing that sneaker's not gonna size me, I'm probably like I know I'm not gonna get them, but it's not gonna hurt to try.
True.
But.
And then those ones are gonna be a pass for me. Like I don't think I'm really trying. I'll leave those alone except for the GS. And then the Yeezy Flax is releasing in Asia only, Asia exclusive.
Right.
I actually haven't even. I'm not sure the exact date. I think I saw the 9th of May. But these aren't gonna touch the US, so I won't be able to get hands on anyway. But it's like another yellowish Yeezy.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, we'll see what happens with those.
Are they 350? What are they?
Yeah. It's 350. It's like, I didn't include a link. My bad.
No, you're good.
But it's yellow Yeezy. Looks similar to some of the other ones that have released before as well.
True.
And then we got some other shoes. Let's talk about some other shoes.
Yeah, what are some other stuff that you're feeling?
So like the Luka Doncic mids that dropped.
Yeah.
Dropped.
Are they mids? They look like highs.
I'm pretty sure they're mids. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Those I like them. I like the contrast between like the swoosh and the outsole on the opposite pairs.
Yeah.
I like how clean they are and just like easy wear shoe.
Right.
But also they look really good. Like probably one of the better mids that I've seen personally.
Yeah. No, I
like you know mids with Jordans, it's usually like weird colors or like weird color blocking. It just doesn't look.
Yeah,
good.
like those Game Rolls you just talked about. You know, like these look like highs to me, yo.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But either way, I like them.
Yeah, so it's like his first I guess it is a signature shoe, even though it's not like a signature shoe, you know what I mean? Like it's a shoe made for him.
He is signed to Jordan, right?
Yeah, he is. He's a Jordan brand athlete.
Jordan's coming up. Like I feel like Jordan brand's always had athletes, but now I feel like they have athletes that are gonna be like the best in the NBA for like a long time, like Luka, Zion.
It definitely feels like they're like changed their strategy,
right?
Yeah, and not trying to go after like remember when they were into like they're just like had a bunch of like veteran players that weren't like when Dwayne Wade was on Jordan, for example. It's like not giving him any plays.
Yeah,
a Jordan athlete, like stuff like that.
So it should be good.
Yeah.
No, but I dig those a lot. We were talking about the 7-Eleven dunks.
Oh, yeah.
When I first came in.
Yeah, man.
What do you think about those? Like,
I think it's exactly what we were talking about a couple weeks ago. That like Nike SB is just, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
for me, it's like they have. I think they're feeling themselves. They're like, oh yeah, people like us again. All right, bet. Let's fuck it up. You know, because for me, it's just like, I think it's something we mentioned before, where it was like, they are shooting themselves in the foot.
Absolutely.
Like they when people were, because they had a whole bunch of dope colorways, like You know, and then that like the like to me like that shit looks like a terrible custom.
The only thing I think that can be the saving grace for something like this is if it's just so limited that the normal person isn't gonna touch.
Yeah.
Because like if they're still giving people pairs that are wearable that they can actually get to, and then they have some of the exclusive stuff that's like more sort of flashy looking, then like I can see that won't harm them as much, but like this does not look good at all.
Like my whole thing is like, why do I want a 7-Eleven shoe? Like,
I mean, why do you want a
he-
Coca-Cola shoe though? Like,
But I don't have a Coca-Cola shoe.
I'm not saying you do, but I'm just saying like there are other brands that like collab with like Coca-Cola for like Kith does a lot of Coca-Cola.
Okay,
collabs
but Coca-Cola, in their defense, Coca-Cola has a way better design
That's
and
true.
colors than
That's true.
7-Eleven.
That is
You know
true.
what I mean?
Black and red and stuff.
You're right, and like they have a good design. Like for me, it's like 7-Eleven. It's like, and Coca-Cola's iconic. Like 7-Eleven is like 7-Eleven. Like you go to 7-Eleven when you have to.
Yeah, to buy like some gum or some snacks or
Exactly.
something.
Like it's not like you don't go, oh, like you see a 7-Eleven on the street and you say, oh, I need to go get, you know, some of this, you know? Yeah, I'm not a fan of these at all.
Yeah.
You know, like these look like terrible customs. I'm not a fan of these at all. And for me, like, I feel like people are gonna eat this up.
You think so? I feel like these are gonna unless they're limited. I feel like they're not gonna be something that like I just don't like the colors are just. I mean, I understand it's 7-Eleven colors, but it's just like random colors together.
It's just from what people are. I just think people are gonna eat this up, yo. But we'll see. I hope I'm wrong, obviously. But
you hope they just tank and don't get bought at all.
I mean, I hope that people I hope that people who want them do get them.
Okay.
But I just hope that they don't go and resell for $500.
Gotcha.
You know, because that would be like absolutely ridiculous.
I do feel like though with branding that big and that like that these are going to be a limited shoe. Like I don't see how a shoe like that has a logo on it from another company can be like a normal GR run shoe. You know what I mean?
You.
So
some other SBs.
Yeah, some more SBs.
It's my first time seeing these ones. The Philly Blunt.
I saw these earlier, but like the interesting thing and like this is what makes me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The other pictures above have this like char to them, as if it's like a cigar that's been like burned up a little bit.
Yeah,
something.
it's almost reminiscent of the Nigel Sylvester.
Yeah, the Nigel Sylvester. That's exactly what I was thinking. But like these photos makes me like think that the ones here are like photoshopped or something because the photo of the shoe in hand doesn't have any of that crap on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, is one fake or because like you know what's crazy? A lot of times I'm not saying that this is what's happening in this specific example.
Yeah.
But fake shoes are used as the basis for photos because like
they leak first. I guess
So like I don't actually know if that like char or that like sort of worn look is gonna be on.
I gotcha.
It's gonna be on them, but it's a
kind of like
colorway.
the char look better than the picture than the actual picture.
What you're saying that?
I like the charred look a little bit.
Definitely.
It gives it a little bit of character.
Yeah, agreed.
Especially with like Philly Blunt, but the thing like nobody uses Philly Blunts, man. But that's a whole nother.
Know, man.
That's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, it's like nobody uses those.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else? What else do you have in mind?
So I saw. So if you remember, like maybe I want to say it's like maybe a month ago, there were these Adapt self-lacing shoes that dropped.
Yeah.
And just like out of nowhere, it's like the Adapt Auto Max. It was just like a lifestyle self-lacing shoe. All the other self-lacing shoes have been basketball self-lacing shoes.
This is just a regular joint?
Just a regular lifestyle shoe. Now, the shoe looks bulky as hell. The first colorway that dropped was like black and it does look kind of like a Tesla. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
The first colorway that dropped was like black and yellow.
That's the charging pad for it?
Yeah, that's a charging pad. And like the retail is $400, which is insane.
Yeah.
But I did see that people seem to like the way that first one looked, but it just like people were like, you can't do anything besides walk. Like you can't comfortably move around because it's just like you have this just like solid part in the bottom of your shoe that's just there.
Here's my thing, like nobody asked for this, yo. Like the Adapt shoes.
People did ask for it though.
You think so, man?
Back to the Future made people want shoes that can tie themselves. Like that's literally what caused the demand for shoes like this.
You mean like the Nike shoes that came out? Yeah, but like, is it? My whole thing is like, do you ever like walk? Like, do you ever put your shoes on and be like, man, I wish somebody else? Like that's what I mean. You know, I
don't personally, but I do feel like
to me that's something that will never like to me. Like I feel like I don't know that they're trying to replace lacing, but like to me, like I will 100% of the time rather have laces on my shoes and have that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Like unless, because to have that, your shoe becomes bulky. It becomes more than it needs to be, you know, because like you have to have a motor, you have to have this. Yeah, you're adding a lot to a shoe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like for me, like I'm good on this. You know what I mean? So for me, like I will never buy one of these shoes. You know, like even Jason Tatum, I think like the weekend or the game that he like premiered like the other ones that he had,
BB.
he didn't even wear them the whole game.
Oh, he took them off?
Yeah, because
that shit's not comfortable.
You know what I mean? And that was all I needed to know about that. You know what I mean? It's like they're not like if they were comfortable, if they were like whatever they're supposed to be, he would have worn them the whole game. You know what I mean? Like I know players change shoes during games. Like I know that's a common thing, but like when you're premiering the shoe, you know what I mean? So
and like I definitely like I do think that there is some demand for it. Like I feel like ever since the Back to the Future and like seeing those shoes and everything, like people have had this futuristic world in their mind where like their shoes are gonna be able to tie themselves. You know what I mean? Like there's been ways that people have been trying to like get there with some of the designs. Yeah. But at the same time, like I don't think unless it is something that is actually quick. Because like it takes so much longer for you to lace your shoes if you're using one of these things. Unless even though with the technology now, it starts to lace when you put your foot in and everything. But like one, it's not as comfortable. Two, it's super bulky, like you were saying. Right. And like I just don't think that like there is enough demand. Even though some people want to see it, it is still important for like the technology to advance. Because the only way for us to get to a point where like we have this super like really low profile shoe that has this same or similar technology is for there to be iterations of change on it.
Do you think in like 20 years it's going to be the norm? Like you think like shoes are going to be self-lacing? And
maybe not 20 years, but I think...
You think eventually at some point that'll be the case?
Not all shoes, no, but I think the technology will be very accessible to the point that like...
You'll see them often,
you'll see it more frequently for sure.
I mean, like I love laces, man. I think laces like they add style to the shoe. Like you know, like I love that a shoe can come out and you have an extra pair of laces that comes with it. Like you know what I mean? Like that is to me, it's part of it. You know what I mean? Like it's like a belt or something. You know what I mean? Like.
You could still keep that aesthetic though, and have something that's self-lacing that you could still swap.
Well, that's
out.
what I would hope though. Like for me, like if there was a shoe that looks like this regular one right there, and it was self-lacing, but it looked exactly like this, I'd have no issue with it. My thing is everything else that comes with it.
Yeah, because like this, you know what I mean? this Adapt Max is like looking crazy. Like it looks very futuristic.
Yeah. And my thing is like, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like.
I feel you.
If cars aren't flying outside, I don't need to wear those shoes, man.
He said if cars aren't flying.
So I'm good.
Man, my computer stay freezing, bro.
Stay freezing. Niggas trying to get at me. Oh, no, we're going to get YouTube sued for that, yo.
Oh, yeah, man. I can't play that. That part's going to get cut from the YouTube.
These next joints, Air Max 90 for... Bodymore, Murderland. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. No disrespect to my people in Baltimore. For Baltimore shoe, home and away. I don't get the blue for Baltimore, but I do like the orange because it looks like.
What do you mean you don't get it?
Well, this looks like the Orioles. You know.
What's another popular Baltimore team?
The Ravens, but they ain't blue.
It's like bluish purple though.
Man, they purple. This look blue.
I feel like it looked kind of purplish to me.
I do not see this and think of the Ravens at all.
Really?
At all, yo. This look like a Crip shoe. Like this look like this is blue. Like the Ravens are purple, you know? But
I'm trying to think what's the state flag or not the city flag.
I don't know what the city flag is. State flag definitely not it. There's only 2 teams in Baltimore, right? Is it the Baltimore Colts maybe?
Oh damn, nah. I know.
Because the Baltimore Colts, I mean, they don't play in Baltimore anymore.
He said the Baltimore Colts.
I mean, that's what they used to play, you know?
Wait, I typed Baltimore Colts because he said Baltimore Colts.
But like...
you think maybe it's for...
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Nah, I thought it's a reach, but... Maybe somebody from Baltimore can enlighten us, let us know.
We're sounding real ignorant on this right now. But,
but straight up.
I like the jewel swoosh on these. Like,
yeah,
it was one I was kind of surprised that I liked it when I saw it, but I was like, it fits. And it makes, I don't know, for some reason, it makes the Air Max 90 look more modern than it typically looks.
I love the jewel swoosh, man. Like, I know people hate, like, I think those Supreme Dunks could have been better. but I love the jewel shoes on them. And
I think those Supreme Dunks would look better if they didn't do the toe cap the way they did.
The toe cap is the killer for it. You know, like I still like them. Like they grew on me, I should say. Yeah. But like if the toe cap was like the regular color of the rest of the shoe, they would have been a classic, I think.
Yeah.
But like the jewel shoes I think is great. But I love these oranges. Like to me, like I never was an Orioles fan, like Nationals all the time. Like, because people that were in this area were definitely Orioles fans before the Nationals came.
Yeah.
But these are great for like an Orioles fan, dog. Yeah. Like,
what's that on the tongue there?
I think it looks like
a compass.
Yeah, it looks like a compass, but it says home and away.
Oh, home and away. Okay.
Yeah. But you know, those are dope. Yeah. I love the orange pair.
Yeah.
Like the black and orange pair. Like I love that pair. That shit is like that's classic right there.
Yeah.
Like the Orioles colors, like that's just great, you know.
So this is a 2-pair or 2-pack of Air Max 90s to look out for.
Yeah.
In the future.
Instead of coming out at Foot Locker.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll be like
widely
available. Yeah. I don't think you'll struggle too much. Air Max 90s, I feel just in generally when they're coming out these days, they're pretty accessible.
That was good.
So
you never watched The Wire, right?
Nah, never seen it.
I just finished watching it again. I just finished watching season 1 through 5. No. Like within the quarantine, like I just finished season 5.
Oh, okay.
It's bad. It's still the best show of all time. It's like it's all I know of Baltimore. Like between that, like the writer David Simon, he like he's the writer of the show. Not the writer he doesn't write every episode, but like he's the creator of the show.
Gotcha.
And he's written some books too, set in Baltimore, and it's just like that's all I know of Baltimore. But I feel like a connection to Baltimore through that show. You know what I mean? And that dude, you know, it's kind of great. But watch The Wire, man.
I'll get to it after I watch the Jordan doc first. Nah, but I mean it's a good show. Obviously, like you hear great things about it. I've seen like clips from it, and I've seen parts of episodes, but I've just never like sat down and watched from start to finish on an episode. Yeah, it's been like on TV or something. Yeah. So there's a new colorway of the Stussy.
They look like the trucks Kanye was driving in Chicago.
Oh yeah. That's hilarious, yo.
I don't like these.
You don't like those as much as the other ones?
Nah, the other ones were better. I don't know that I would have rocked the other ones, but the other ones I think has a like I think they tried to. I think that whole capsule they came out with was like one of the very like 90s, like early 90s like style tip, and I think that had like a good fitting in there. But these ones right here, I'm not a fan of at all. They just don't look good. Like black shoes are hit or miss, man. Like black shoes can either be like amazing, or they can just be like ass. You know.
Actually, so I like these more than the black pair.
Yeah.
From the previous 2-pack of these shoes.
Yeah, I didn't like the black pair. I like the beige pair, whatever that was. Yeah.
That beige pair is crazy. Like, like these can't touch the beige pair.
Right.
But I don't think that I would cop these either, just because it's like it's too hidden.
I gotcha.
It's too hidden. Like I don't really like black shoes these days that are like just black.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You can't tell. Like you got to see some detail in there. Like,
but at the same time, they may look better in hand. Like that's the thing I always have to consider, because like even those beige ones, they look clean, they look pretty good. But then like when you saw the materials, like you saw people take good photos of them, good lighting, and you see just the materials look so good. Yeah. So we'll see on those. But keep an eye out for those as well. It's another pair. So if you missed the first time around, you're still looking for some Stussies.
For sure.
Spiridons, you got them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of it for sneakers, for real. The other thing that like was, I don't want to say like a bombshell, but it was like kind of a big story that came out that, I think it was, I think Business Insider is the one who put it out. But it was a story that like StockX is facing a bunch of like COVID related crises right now. Like employees and warehouses are, and like we sort of discussed this and talked about.
But I feel like we knew before, because I think in that article they talked about the Michigan location, and we had known. I mean, we hadn't been shipping shit to the Michigan location for weeks. I feel like, you know, they were all sending to Georgia.
Yeah,
you know?
Shipping to Georgia.
Yeah,
but like so the article essentially was saying that the working conditions are not good.
Yeah.
People are frustrated and upset. They feel like they're putting money over the safety of the employees, stuff like that. And obviously, you know, we're not working in the warehouses, but I can imagine that it would be very difficult run a business like that without people being in close contact with each other. And also keeping everything clean and sanitized to not spread the infection further, right? So StockX actually dropped a response. I don't know if you saw their response, but like it was kind of crazy for real, because I was like, damn, I didn't expect them to just come so hard. Where I'm just gonna read their tweet. So we have taken extensive security measures to ensure the safety of our team members globally. StockX will continue to act proactively based on the latest information. And like the actual statement was this: today, a sensationalist article was published with a misleading headline that prioritized click-throughs over actual reporting. The truth which is buried in the article and behind a paywall, which is true.
Right.
The health and safety of our team has always been and always will be our top priority. In a situation where information was fluid and fast evolving, we acted swiftly and decisively to safeguard the welfare. So like I'm not going to keep reading, but essentially it's just like a PR spin saying like we did everything that we could, and it's sort of being made to be a bigger deal than it is. But based on
that's kind of what I got from it, just so the fact that because again the article talked about Michigan, and I was like, I haven't been shipping to Michigan in a long. So for me, like they had closed that a long time ago, you know. But go ahead.
But I mean, what I would still say though is, even if they're not like shipping to that place, I guess the question is, should they even still be open right now? Like, should they still be putting people in harm's way for something like this, because they are not an essential business. Like no matter what anyone wants to say, like
I feel what you're saying.
Yeah, like they're still in the long run taking profits over like the safety of their employees.
Yeah, no, the answer is definitely no. Maybe that's why they went to Georgia, because Georgia don't give a damn. You know? But no, you're right. The answer, should they be open? The thing is, you close. But the thing is, though, it's a business, man, and like the businesses don't care about anything except making money. Like that's just what it is. Like that's why I don't think I could ever be a businessman, because I think to a degree you got to be a shitty person. Like maybe not always be a shitty person, but I think like to succeed sometimes you got to be a shitty person, and I don't have it in me to be that. You know what I mean? And so it's like, they should have closed at least for a little bit, and but like, why would they turn away that money? You know, like in their brain, you know, like why would they do that? You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's very interesting. You know,
I mean, I definitely see what you're saying. Like they're in business to make money, and they're in business to operate. It's tough. It's tough, man, because there are people that are suffering because like they need that job, and they need to make that money, and like so they're gonna go and work because it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So
you can't get another job that easy in this time. You know, you can't just say, hey, I'm gonna go work at this. You know,
there's just support from the government to help people so that they wouldn't have to be in these positions. But
but we live in America.
That's a different conversation entirely.
We live in America, Jack. So it's like they're not having that.
And like one thing I'm thinking about,
but now with this. Are you sending stuff to StockX? Are you buying stuff from StockX?
I have not been buying.
We're complicit in it too.
Yeah, I know.
Doing that.
You're right. Like I'm sitting here on my high horse. I haven't sold anything very recently, but I have still sold stuff in the last 2-3 months. You know what I mean? Like I've been selling stuff, so like I can't really say too much.
I've been selling stuff to GOAT. Yeah, but that's not because of like any type of moral stance. It's more like GOAT is closer, and I know that they're actually doing like it's in Jersey, so it'll take like a day shipping, and they're actually like what's it called, they actually authenticate my stuff like right now. But I will say this, like StockX, like beyond the fact that they're, you know, might be messed up to their employees, I have appreciated that they're not like, because again, you remember my rant from a couple weeks ago with GOAT. Like I think StockX has been on top of this stuff, where it's like they've been like I sent 2 things to them before this report came out to sell, and I said 3 things to them, and they were like they sent me, and then one of them got authenticated, got paid, but then there was another one that was like, it was just in transit, and then they sent me an email, and they were like, things are backed up right now. Your thing will take 7 to 10 days, but it's coming, you know? And I was like, I appreciated that communication from them, you know what I mean? And like, that wasn't available from GOAT when I was like asking about my Kentucky's, you know, a month ago, you know what I mean? Fair. So it's like, but that doesn't take away from anything that they're doing messed up to their work. I'm just saying like how they handled it from customer standpoint. You know what I mean?
I guess I would to play devil's advocate a little bit. I would say that like they're also still sort of being misleading in the fact that like they're reporting delays at different times than what is actually happening because of the fact that they're not showing stuff as awaiting authentication when it arrives at their warehouses.
True. I mean, but they're probably just backed up from that, you know? And it's like because for me, it's like my whole thing with that is that like it's one thing to be like I can wait for stuff, but if I don't know what's going on, then I get a little anxious, you know? So it's like the fact that they're like, it's going to take like 7 to 10 days for us to authenticate your stuff. It's like, oh, cool. But like they told me that, and then one of my stuff got authenticated in like a day. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah.
How do you think that like, just like continuing with this COVID sort of theme, how do you think that it's going to impact like sneaker buying in general? And just like the community around it. 'Cause
I don't think the consumers care that much, man.
No, well, I'm not even talking about that necessarily, but like, because like for example, like in the restaurant industry, like in China right now, right? As they're like trying to open stuff back up, they have very serious restrictions. So like, you only allowed to sit a certain number of people in a restaurant at a time. They have to be a certain distance away from each other.
Yeah.
Whole sections of restaurants are blocked off.
Yeah.
Everyone has to have a mask, and like. Obviously, with that's going to affect businesses. People aren't going to be able to stay open as much. But like, I'm just trying to think like, what is that going to sort of look like when malls open back up? When
I don't know.
You know what I mean, like Foot Locker locations.
Because here's the thing: it's easy to you go to the grocery store. They tell you we can only have 30 people inside, so there's a line outside. People leave, people go in. If you're at the mall, you can't do that because in a mall. You're already cramped up with a whole bunch of people.
Are malls even going to be something that people are going to?
Here's the thing. Should they? No. Will they? Yes, because we live in America and people don't care. You know?
I guess there isn't the same level of control from the top.
Yeah. Like, people just don't care. Like, you've seen people protesting, you know, out in California and all that stuff. And it's like, bro, like, y'all are mad that you have to stay home so people don't get sick. Like, I saw this picture on Instagram today. Let me show it to you. I hate that you got a mask, so I can't.
Oh, yeah, you can't use Face ID. And, so I tried to set up Face ID with the mask, and it doesn't work. And I was like, bruh, come on. I was like, I got a little hack, and it didn't even work.
It's like that picture of SpongeBob with Patrick. Like, we did it, Patrick. We flattened the curve. And then there's a fire behind, and it was like suicide, small business destroyed, rights infringed, domestic violence, economic collapse, mass unemployment, substance abuse. And it's like, you don't understand what's going on here with this.
At all.
You know what I mean? Like, this picture is so out of touch.
Yeah, out of touch.
You know what I mean? Like, out of touch like shit. And it's like, you have people that's like, maybe we should have, if you're going to worry about people suicide, like we should have addressed this before this happened. You know what I mean? Like people.
Those problems exist prior to
Exactly.
COVID.
Exactly. You know, it
doesn't mean that we shouldn't.
Exactly. It's
measures.
like, oh no, yeah. People are like, oh, the economy crashed. And it's like, dog, I would rather the economy crash than the whole planet die.
Than all my elderly relatives and some of my friends and relatives start dying.
Exactly.
Definitely rather have the economy crash.
Did you see this meme? It was like an astronaut on the moon, and there's like a meteor that hits the Earth, and he goes, "Oh no, the economy!"
Oh, that's hilarious, man.
And that's kind of like my thing. Hilarious. It's like, do this thing suck, but we're gonna get through this. You know what I mean? But like, I will risk and I don't even think suicide rates and everything. I'm not trying to get hung up on the suicide thing, but like that picture's just so out of touch, and it like made me like so angry.
Yeah.
And like, anyways,
I feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah. It's tough times, man. There's a lot of stuff that people are putting out there that's upsetting, and it's frustrating to see people not, one, take this seriously, and two, just have their ideas and like what's important to them just like in the wrong place. Like,
exactly.
None of that, I don't say it doesn't matter, because it does.
Right.
But like that, like all.
But think about other people too.
Yeah.
You know,
like multiple things can be bad at the same time. Right. And it doesn't mean that like those other things don't matter, but it also doesn't mean that like you don't focus on like, what is the most important. Like,
exactly.
You still need to devote to what is necessary to resolve.
Exactly.
Yeah. So a couple other things we'll just do quick, because we're running like about an hour now.
True.
So the Ball family signed with Rock Nation.
So what's LiAngelo gonna do? Is he gonna rap? Because that nigga can ball.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, because he's done, right? Like he's not.
Yeah, I mean I think he can still, because what's it called?
It's LiAngelo right here.
Yeah, Steph Curry's brother joined pretty late,
Yeah,
so he can still develop.
Seth
But that young one, man, I hope he comes to the Wizards, man.
I guess it was all a W for them, and this sort of proves that what his pops did, even though he's a little bit over the top. But like they would not be in this position if his pops was not if their pops was not making them a huge thing. You know what I mean?
For sure. But then Lonzo say he ain't trying to mess with his dad, because he kind of wants to keep him at bay a little bit.
True.
But I don't know.
They're all still wearing big baller brand tees and
True. Is this an old photo?
This could be an old photo.
Yeah, because
But the fact that the report from Nice Kicks is the Ball family signs with
for sure, yeah.
or Rock Nation.
But did it mention the dad at all?
No, it's just a short. The Pops wasn't really mentioned.
Yeah,
the Pops wasn't really mentioned. It was just talking about the fact that LaMelo is feeling sneaker deals. It was a very, very, very short article.
LaMelo's gonna be the best one out of all of them.
He sort of got a head start too.
Yeah. Again, I hope he goes to the Wizards, man. I hope we fall pretty hard. And
how old is he?
He got to be at least I think he's probably 18.
18. Okay.
Yeah, maybe a little bit older, but
True.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it should be interesting, man. It's but it's their sports thing, right?
Yeah. No, it's not.
But I do wonder, for LiAngelo, I don't know, if they were he has to come, because he don't do nothing, But maybe they'll find something for him. I don't know.
I'm sure they negotiate something to keep him there. It's just even I remember when Goran Dragic was going around to different teams and stuff. A lot of the factors, even when he first went to the Heat, he had to sign him to a contract. Had to sign his brother to a contract, because that was part of the package. Bring my brother, so he got signed to a shorter contract. So a lot of that, if you have the leverage as the player to get signed to that thing, you can bring the other.
Well, that's the thing. But I get you. I think they probably doing it because Lonzo don't got that much leverage. I feel it's probably LaMelo.
Yeah.
Because I mean, LiAngelo ain't got that leverage. Lonzo's not. I'm not here trying to say Lonzo's trash either. I think he's not. I think he's good. He's a good point guard.
He's also young too. That's the thing. Yeah. People always be trying to write players off so early in their careers.
It's because we are so because people have tunnel vision and they remember people like LeBron, and they think everybody got to be LeBron or everybody got to be Durant, and it's people got to work to get Steph Curry wasn't Steph Curry until his fifth year or so. You know what I mean? It took time for him to get there. You know what I mean? So
you also wonder too, because people, and again, I'm a LeBron fan, right? So take it with a grain of salt,
right?
But people were crushing LeBron. LeBron is an all-time great NBA basketball player.
Right.
He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Everyone is going to look bad.
Yeah.
Just people were crushing Jordan when he was playing.
Yeah.
And people are all rosy tinted now, oh, Jordan's the best player in the world. But people are writing articles about him.
I feel people were crushing those guys in the beginning of their career. If anyone talks crap about LeBron right now, they're a hater.
Oh yeah, no, they're
and I think if anybody was talking crap about Jordan by the time he got his second ring, they were probably hating too. You know what I mean? Because Jordan did have a lot of issues in the beginning. Where he had to, he was just a scorer. He wasn't, they weren't really winning championships and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. People really shouldn't still be, but Skip Bayless still is.
Oh, yeah,
Skip Bayless will still find that way.
See, I saw this tweet today. I thought it was very genius. Not today, but yesterday. It was grown men understand that wrestling is fake, but don't understand ESPN talk shows. And it's yes, that's exactly. I would watch First Take, and it is obvious that they make one person have, because it's I'm there's no way they believe this thing that they're doing. It's and it's they never argue, they never agree on anything. That's just not possible. You know what I mean?
They go into the room before the show and they're
of
all
course,
right,
exactly, exactly. Max Kellerman always has to hate on Tom Brady, and somebody has to do this. They have to, that's just what they do. So.
True.
Yeah, that's just what it is. It's TV. It's entertainment. It's not reporting. It's not that's the thing with, again, I know we got to go, but I'm that's the news today. I'm gonna send you this video, but how CNN will hire people that are because the thing is they don't report news anymore, and neither does ESPN. I'm not saying if you watch it for entertainment, do your thing. Same thing with I watch First Take, but I know that it's not. You know what I mean?
Understand what you're watching
exactly, but the thing is CNN will hire people who are against Trump or whatever, and they'll bring them on to say things about Trump. and then they'll make news about what they said, and it's like it's a production. It's all packaged.
Yeah.
Like they're not telling you, hey, this happened today. They're saying this happened today. Let's have a debate about it. But and that's just how a lot of these shows are today. Whether it's ESPN, whether it's CNN, all of that.
And you keep people thinking and upset and like just constantly thinking about stuff, and you just keep them watching,
keep them riled up.
Yeah, man.
Anyways,
all right. Well,
cool.
That was our little political thing today on today's episode, but it is kind of the times that we're in. So it's definitely
elections coming up. It's like it's inevitable.
Yeah,
but. All right.
Well, thank you guys for joining us for episode 23. We'll be back next week.
The Jordan episode.
The Jordan episode.
Ignore everything we talked about today, except for the Jordans that we talked about.
Yeah.
And the Last Dance. All right.
And definitely check that documentary out if you haven't. I'm gonna start watching it slowly.
For sure. And only 23 that matters is Jordan, not LeBron. He's number 6. I'm just kidding.
He is number 6. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, number 6 on the all-time list. I'm kidding.
Number 2. Actually, before we go, where do you rank LeBron all-time NBA history?
I'll say top 5, probably.
Top 5. Okay, what's your top 5?
It's really rough, but like I mean, for me, like Jordan has to be 1.
Okay.
Again, and I don't know those older players, so like I'm probably like leaving them out.
Yeah, I mean, see, like my thing is like I'm never gonna be like Bill Russell was
right.
a great.
Yeah,
I never saw Bill Russell play fucking basketball.
Kareem. But like for me, like I have Kobe number 2, but I will understand if somebody has LeBron at 2.
Okay.
And LeBron is 3, 4, and 5 to me. It's like it's open. It could be a lot because I'm trying to think like from when I've played basketball, like from when I've known, like those are the main 3 that matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Shaq. Shaq was very dominant in those. I feel like Shaq belongs in there.
Yeah.
From like our time, like Shaq is because Shaq as a center was like scoring 30 points a night, dog. Like, you know what I mean?
And missing like 20 free throws.
but it didn't matter though. Like it did not matter. Like he was doing this as a center, dog.
Yeah.
And I don't know who my 5 would be. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But it could be a lot. I mean, like I tell you, like there's the players that I love, but to me, like their careers aren't over, so I can't like place them yet. But like the Durants, the Currys, like.
Curry's career is going to be interesting because, like, it's going to be...
It's going to be interesting what happens from here on out.
Yeah, from here on out. That's what I was going to say. Like, what happens now? Because, like, people will say, like, oh, it was the system, and, like, he's a good shooter, but he's just a shooter. Like, he doesn't have a defensive game. He's not well-rounded, all this stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, if he, in the next, like, 3 years, 4 years, like, is able to, like, continue success and, like, achieve without Durant there, even though he did that before, but still it was the system.
For sure.
Even though he won MVPs and stuff, but still.
Yeah, I think the Warriors are gonna be. I think they're a sleeper team coming up because I think
definitely
they're gonna get a good draft pick, and Clay's about to be super rested.
Mm-hmm.
Curry's about to get super rested. Draymond is Draymond. People talk about the triple singles, but he does what he needs to do on his team. And so it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Definitely looking forward to it.
But what for you? You think you put LeBron number 1?
See, like, yes. Yeah. I personally say LeBron is over Jordan.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Who had so far if LeBron's career was to end today, you agree that Jordan had a better career, right?
I do agree with that.
Okay, yeah.
But like I feel like
and Jordan had if you put the teams against each other, like Jordan's teams were better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Jordan's teams were better, but Jordan had more support, in my personal opinion, up until more recently for LeBron.
But I think that's why I think that's why that whole debate to me is tricky. And when you talk about any player, because okay, you bring up the support, but like any great player, like because there are great players, like you say AI for example, like AI if he had like better players around him would have had a few rings and maybe he'd be in the conversation, and like there's just a lot of like Tracy McGrady. You have like Penny if him and Shaq never broke up. You know what I mean? Like you have all these situations. So for me, it's like that's why it's I'm not saying that you're wrong for saying that. I'm just saying it makes the conversation tricky. Because people are like, oh well, Jordan had Pippen, but the thing is, Jordan was still the best on that team. Like I saw another thing like somebody brought up. It was like if Jordan was on the team with LeBron would be Pippen. And I agree with that. Like but again, I'm not trying to have this like debate. I'm not trying to like make it that thing. But like that's just my whole thing with like, oh well, Jordan had this, Jordan had that, and it's like, well, yeah, but that's not Jordan's fault that he had that. You know,
I'm not even saying it's Jordan's fault, but like for me, when I think best player, I think what can that person do, and what have they done, right? And like those two weigh.
Yeah.
But like for me, LeBron is a better basketball player than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is a better scorer.
LeBron is a better all-around player.
Correct.
You know, because he does everything.
Correct.
You know, LeBron plays like a point guard, and he can also do everything. You know what I mean? But like I get that, but Jordan is still. I would still rather have Jordan on my team. You know, like you say, like prime Jordan between. You know what I mean? Just in the fact that
prime Jordan, prime LeBron. Who would I rather
like
have
for
on
me?
my
It's
team?
like. To me, it's
you're
just,
right. I would take Jordan over LeBron prime, both of them.
But LeBron is probably more athletic. Again, all around player because LeBron is smart. Like LeBron's probably a smarter player than Jordan is. I don't know. Actually, I don't want to get too carried away. Yeah. But LeBron is a very smart player. You know, and as far as like basketball IQ and like like that dude will get all the assists, all types of stuff. You know what I mean? But for me, like I just think. There's something about Jordan. I hate you to say killer instinct because LeBron does have a killer instinct also. Or at least he got it later on in his career. But for me, is like you watch some of these games, you watch this documentary, and it's like it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, maybe LeBron, But
maybe after I watch the documentary, I'll change my mind because that's the other thing too. Like it has been a very long time since I've seen anything about Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? So. That could definitely change. So my top 5 list, I'd say LeBron 1, Jordan 2. It's tough for 3 because I personally I'm not a fan of Kobe Bryant's basketball game. I think he was a volume shooter that took really bad shots. He made a lot of them, but he missed a lot of them too.
Yeah, but
but
he made a lot. He
did, but I mean, I personally would put Karl Malone in as number 3 because I think Karl Malone is one of the most underrated all-time greats. Just his numbers are ridiculous. Yeah. And he was a physical specimen, so much stronger than everyone, larger than everybody, all that. I think 4 I'd probably put Kobe.
True.
And then 5, I don't know, throw in some old time great there that I've never seen play. Whether
Magic,
whether it's a Magic or a Bird or a Russell, just throwing.
That's the thing, Magic, Bird. I'm sure those guys were amazing too, but I just never. Yeah. All I've seen is documentaries about these dudes. I've never seen
I've heard Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers.
Oh yeah. That's like a fact.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, it's I forgot. I think it was in the Jordan documentary. I said maybe it was the Pistons teams they were talking about, but they were saying that the trash talk was against them, and they're like, oh fuck, it's not working,
Yeah.
But that's a good top 5. Yeah. But yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us for episode 23. And enjoy your time. Peace.